Hello. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. So first, I just want to do a formal introduction of myself. My name is Celeste Randall. I am a VP in the staffing industry for one of the largest staffing companies in the United States. I focus on enterprise workforce solutions. And in my spare time, I am the founder of myjobbuddy.com, a free AI career coaching platform, which I basically created to help make the job search more equitable. I was seeing a lot of exploitation out there with people charging hundreds and sometimes even thousands of dollars to help unemployed people with their job search. So, something that I'm very, very passionate about. I'm really happy to have these like 20-25 minutes just to give some free and or low cost tips to everyone out there who's watching on just some tools and things that you can use to supercharge your job search. If you are out there and you want to kind of follow along, go ahead and sign up at www.myjobbuddy.com. It's 100% free, but it will allow you to also do some of the things that we'll be reviewing today. So I'm going to do a quick overview of the AI career coaching platform, and which really hones in on identifying your transferable skills and also letting you know like different companies or jobs that would be recommended for you based off of your current resume. But then, of course, showing you tools on how you can revamp your resume, how you can score your resume against other jobs that you may be interested in. And then, of course, if we have time, even showing you how you can use AI with your interview prep. So at this point, I will stop sharing my screen just for a moment, and then I'm just going to pull up myjobbuddy.com. So if you are following along, this is where I would recommend pulling up. And let me just go ahead and share my screen again. Alrighty, perfect. You're probably looking at yourself, but that'll go away. So this is myjobbuddy.com. Again, it's a free, absolutely free AI career coach platform. I'm just going to use it just for the sake of ease, but there are other platforms out there that you can use as well. And so if you are following along with me during this particular webinar, the only thing that you really need is a copy of your current resume and identify like a job that you may be interested in. And this will help us go through some of the prompts. So the first thing that I tell people to do, like let's say you don't really know where to start. You don't know what job you're looking for or what transferable skills you have or what even companies that you should be aiming for. In My Job Buddy, there's a selection right here that says coaching, start here. And what you can do is literally just copy and paste your current resume, and it will give you a really good overview of what is recommended for you to target. So for the sake of this demonstration, I'm just going to use my own real live personal resume. And so we'll see what it actually says. And so once you copy a resume, takes 2 seconds. You don't have to worry about prompting or anything like that. Just click create. And then here, this is where My Job Buddy, your personal AI career coach, will give you a overview of your transferable skills and a guide on how to get started in your job search or developing yourself professionally. So as you can see, when I paste my particular resume, it gives me my superpower. I'm actually curious what it says. It says that my superpower is my remarkable ability to merge technology, process, and people management to revolutionize operational efficiency and client engagement with the work within the workforce solution sector. It highlights the fact that I have my PMP, Scrum Master, but this is kind of like your hype, like when sometimes you're not quite sure what your superpower or why you're special. My Job Buddy and other type of AI can kind of give you even your elevator pitch. And as you can see, it gives an idea of just some of my transferable skills. I've been in the staffing industry 7-8 years. So let's say, knock on wood, something ever happens and I need to transition out of staffing. This using AI will give me some recommendations. So for example, Salesforce, it gives me some recommended career profiles. So basically saying based off of my type of skill set and my resume, where it would focus is probably more enterprise level staffing solutions or HR tech startups. So for example, Salesforce, and it even gave me a job title that if I want to go out and search for it on LinkedIn, I could. Director of Workforce Engagement Solutions. I'm not even sure if that's a real job, but hopefully it is. LinkedIn, Workday, but it's given different types of roles. And not only that, as a career coaching platform, AI is also giving me some advancement advice. I'm a person, I'm very serious about my professional development. I don't care how developed I get or what role I get into. I'm constantly every single year looking for new courses and new certifications and new ways of developing. So this way, it kind of takes out some of the guesswork, and this AI will help you tell. So right now, it's saying advanced analytics and data interpretation skills. I actually had that on my list. I really need to get into data analytics, HR technology certifications, especially things like Workday and Success Factors. So this is actually really public speaking and thought leadership. So as you can see, I'm trying that today, but this is just kind of giving me my starting point of the type of jobs or the things that if I was in the middle of my career search, to give me a path to go on. Now, let's say you've entered your resume and he's giving you a few jobs and companies to look for. You can easily go on LinkedIn, search for that company and the job. And another thing that you can do is score yourself against that current job or the job that you desire. For the purpose of this demo, I'm just going to use my current company because everyone, I love where I work. I'm just going to use my current company. We have a director of sales role open. And so I'm literally just going to copy this job description, y'all. And I'm going to put it here. And then I'm also just going to copy my current resume and put it here. And AI is going to analyze my resume against the actual job description and give me a score. So apparently, and this is in real time, I'm using my real resume and a real job. So this is for a director of sales role. I am sales adjacent. So according to this, I think that's reasonable. It gives me an 82% job fit score or a B minus. And so here it actually aligns on what my overall role alignment will be. So based off of I'm reading this in real time. So based off of my current resume, it's saying that I align in the leadership, strategic planning, and the implementation. However, my background leans more towards solution design and delivery instead of direct sales leadership, which is actually 100% true. And it also grades things like the technical skills. So what it's doing is taking things out of the job description and comparing it to what I have in my resume. And so the good thing is not only does it measure against like impactful metrics and stats, but what I love the most about AI is it not only gives you data on your current, but it can also give you coaching. So on this particular platform, it gives me an improvement index. So giving me tips on how I can actually maximize if I did want to transition into a director of sales role, which I don't. I love working with our director of sales people, but I'm more of the solution design, implementation, architecture. But let's say I did want to do that. It's telling me that in order to enhance my resume, I need to highlight more direct sales experience, like things like developing new business, leading sales teams, meeting and exceeding revenue targets. And as a quiet, I won't let my company know, but I do have a lot of direct sales experience in my previous life before I got into staffing. But it just, again, it's more of the passion and what the things. But let's say I did want to transition, at least it's giving me things that I can go based off of. But again, it's also saying quantifiable sales metrics, sales strategy development for a director level role. Strategy in sales is very important as well. So my resume doesn't necessarily reflect that. And also community engagement. But that's just another quick way of being able to use AI to enhance yourself for your particular job or whatever your job or career goals are. So I'm just going to pause for a second. And I've lost everyone. Oh, there we are. And so, oh, hey, Tori. And so the next step, and let's see, based off of that, we were able to get a little bit of coaching, a little bit of guidance on what we're going to do next in our career. You can use that again to just kind of have AI Take a look at your current resume for your transferable skills. And then once you know your transferable skills and what it's guiding you, what type of job and company, you can easily go find that particular job on LinkedIn or on their website and compare yourself against that job, and also get actionable insights on what you need to improve on your resume or what type of other training or certifications. Oh, hi, Kari. Sorry, y'all. I'm going crazy right now. I'm using one screen, which is probably the worst thing, but we're making it work. And so the next thing that I really do like to use AI for, especially, is like if I need to interview prep really quickly. So let's say hypothetically, I got the interview for the director of sales role at Staffmark and I need to prep. So I can use AI to just, again, paste the job description that I'm actually trying to interview for and my resume. If it's a good resume, you see how quick this is, y'all? It's taking me 2 seconds and I can create. So now what it's going to do is use my resume and the understanding of the actual job description to give me real-time interview questions and example answers. So here's some common interview questions and ideal answers. So one of the first questions is, can you share an experience where you successfully identified and won new business in a competitive market? So it's giving me 2 different options. I can see here I led the pre-sales teams to craft custom presentations and proposals, achieving a 75% proposal close rate. Or while at Integrity Staffings, I was pivotal in implementing a scalable and efficient program. So it's taking my real world experience and giving me talking points. Now, we'll be honest with y'all, sometimes AI, it gets a little creative. And when I say creative, it will just flat out lie. So don't lie. Make sure you review the answers that it's giving you to make sure that it's legitimate. But I think this kind of helps get people in the mindset of being able to actually practice and know how to craft your experience and tailor it to a new role. But that's another quick one. Just drop your job description and your resume, and it will actually help you interview prep. And let's see. I'm going through this much quicker than I thought I would. So let's see what else. Now, another question I get is like, okay, Celeste, if you're dropping your resume and things of that sort to compare it against a job, what if I don't actually have a resume? AI can help you with that too. So in this particular instance, I'm going to keep this one super, super high level. But on my Job Buddy, we actually have a Write My Resume feature. I work in the light industrial sector. So if you're not familiar with that, that's more warehouses and manufacturers. And a lot of the employees and the candidates that we get, they maybe don't have a resume, and it kind of prevents them from taking that next step of applying for a lead role or a supervisor role. So another reason why I wanted to create this is to help even the candidates and even people in my community create a resume very quickly without having to think too hard about it. I remember writing my first resume. I still have it from 2016, 17, and it was terrible. And I feel like it took me days to write. You can now get a resume created for you within like 2 minutes, and I'm going to do it in real time. So I'm going to say basically on this, you just, for the purpose of this, you can either copy and paste your current resume if you have it and it'll revamp it, but we're pretending that this particular person doesn't have a resume at all. So as you can see, it has like a quick template. I'm going to just drop some quick names. I'm going to say Google. I was a software engineer. I was not, but this is not for me. Dates work. I'm going to say June 1st, 2015 through, oh my gosh, May 2017. Company name. Let's say I also worked at Microsoft. I was a program manager. I was not. Days worked. Let's see. I'm just going to go with like May 2020 or something to July 2022. But let's say there's certain things that I would like to highlight. Education. Maybe I have a bachelor's in computer science. And skills to highlight. Maybe I'm really good at Python. What else? Data analytics, etc. So, and for this particular one, maybe I don't have a specific job that I'm wanting to apply for, so I don't have the actual job description, but maybe I just know I want to transition into solution architecture. So I can just put the job title that I want to get into, and then let's see what type of resume it creates for me. And y'all, this is actually real time, so hopefully it doesn't do anything crazy and actually creates it. Okay, it did. Good. So it gives me a template here, and it can just say your name. It has this, it has a quick objective, it has the professional experience. And the beauty of this is once it's done, you can edit it however you want, kind of in the playground. So you can add, I can easily just go into here and type in my name. I'm gonna say this is for Steve Rogers, cap, address and things, but it gives you a starting point for your resume that you can actually do. And because I like to be very transparent about all the type of resources out there, I think there are better resume makers out there. And we're actually in a process of revamping my job buddy. So y'all stay tuned. In about 2-3 months, it's going to be completely revamped. We'll actually be able to export formatted resumes. But in the meantime, if you're looking for something today and you need to make a change, let's say you already have a resume. I'm going to use my current resume in real time, and I'm going to highlight it. And if you just have a regular free Gmail account and you have Gemini turned on, you can use Gemini to refine your resume for you. So you see where it says refine with Gemini. If you want it quickly, you can just say, hey, I want it more casual, more formal, shorten or rephrase, or you can even type in the prompt. I will say, I'm going to say optimize for a technical program manager role. And so in theory, it's going to take it very quickly, and it's going to take my entire resume, and it should provide me a more optimized resume that's more geared towards technical program management. It's going slow, but it's Google's fault, not mine. But in theory, it would pop up, and then you'll be able to just use that. But there are so many different free or low cost things out there. Oh, there we go. It gave it to us. It's at the bottom. Let's see if I can. So let's say I want to, this is completely changed my resume. Now it's more geared towards technical program management. Let me hide this. And what I can do is I can either choose to insert it or replace it. Because this is just a copy of my resume, I'm going to replace it. But bam, I have a totally new resume that's geared towards a different type of role. So this one highlights a little bit more technical program managing experience. It highlights a lot more of like the experience that I have in software as a service. And it has changed all of my different bullets to be more geared towards technical program management. But y'all, it literally took 5 minutes. I know there's a ton of resume writers out there. There's a ton of resume creating tools. Some of them will charge, some charge $5, $10, some will charge a couple $100. But if you're at a point and you've been unemployed and you're really looking for resources that you can use for free, Google Gemini is free. My Job Buddy is free. And just as a secret, y'all, My Job Buddy, just because this is a passion project, it's just basically an overlay of ChatGPT. So you can also use ChatGPT. The difference with My Job Buddy is I've worked really hard on some of the prompting to make the prompts very specific. So if you are not necessarily as comfortable with creating prompts, I can stop sharing. If you're not as comfortable with creating prompts and trying to find the right thing, you can just use My Job Buddy. It's powered by ChatGPT, or you can use Gemini as well. That may take a little bit more use to prompting, but there's a ton. And I did promise that I was going to stop at 20 minutes after in case I needed to wrap up or if there was questions in the audience, but I don't think there's any questions. So for me, what I will say, if you don't follow me on, not follow, just connect with me on LinkedIn. If you need support with finding a new role, please connect with me. I work for one of the biggest staffing companies in the US, and we have different sectors. We have technology, we have professional, we have light industrial, warehouse, we have creative. So if you do actually need help getting placed at a role, or you need a little bit more feedback or a little bit more personal career coaching, please reach out and I can get you connected with either myself or anyone on my team. And also, if you need any help with accessing My Job Buddy or how to use it, I typically am free on the weekends or after hours to support as well. But I just want to thank everyone for taking time, the little quick 20 minutes, 25 minutes to be with this session. And oh, and there's my LinkedIn if you want to connect. Oh, yes. The link to the tool, it was in the chat, but it's just literally www.myjobbuddy.com. But I see your name here, so I will connect with you on LinkedIn and I can send it as well. Completely free. But y'all, that is the beta version. We released that like 2 years ago. So it's going to look completely different and revamped and have a lot more tools and be a lot more formatted in literally about 2 or 3 months. So definitely connect with me, sign up. If you're already signed up for My Job Buddy, you'll get the notification when I'm not going to spoil anything, but you'll get the notification when the rebrand and the revamp of the tool goes live. And yeah, just message me. I'm always available on LinkedIn and I like to connect. And that's kind of the end of my session. And so I just want to thank Trabaja and Diversity Tech for having me. And I will hopefully be able to see y'all next year. Bye-bye.